Hello, everyone. Welcome. I hope everyone's doing fantastic. I'm back. I'm back after a weekly bid. I unfortunately got popped for a video, and I had to take my week suspension. Uh, it gave me a lot of time to think. Gave me a lot of time to watch over the other, watch other shows, watch other have other ideas and whatnot. Um, and I and it's funny, like before I was setting up stream, I was watching I was watching a video from a content creator who was talking about how his whole income from all social medias went down. Uh Let me double check something. Oh, Barry, yeah, hold on. See, come from all social medias. Perfect. Because last time, before I got suspended, I had done a stream, but the stream wasn't all good because no one could hear me. So this time, I'm making sure y'all can hear me. Anyways, the thing is that watching the landscape of YouTube and other social medias of how they pay out videos and talking about CPM and seeing how it was all milk or honey a long time ago. People were getting paid and getting fat off of ad revenue, and then things just started to decline. TikTok had something called the Creative Fund Program. Gave you like I believe a dollar 40 per thousand views, and then you know, people could make 20, 14, $15,000 a month, and then it became and then they started to lower it and lower it and lower it. But basically, my whole thing about uh, having YouTube as a position, as something that is a second, having YouTube as a career or any type of social media as a career, it is very dangerous. It's dangerous because you have no idea how things are going to transpire. You have no idea if one day your content is going to look down upon and people not liking it, and then they decide to, cast you aside and treat you like you're Woody from I think Toy Story 1. The meme where Andy's like, I don't want to play with you anymore and just throws you to the side. Uh, it could happen like that. And I totally understand that it's everyone's dream to make money on YouTube. Everyone wants to, uh, everyone wants to work for themselves. But in a way, you're not really working for yourselves. You're still working for a corporation. You still have to abide by what other people are saying or You have to dictate by their rules, to truly and deeply be on your own. Like, you have to host your own servers, you have to, pay for hosting, sites, everything. Like Mike David from Red Bar, he does everything, from hosting to site maintenance to streaming to everything. That's where you could unequivocally be your own person. It's a lot of overhead, but at least you can control what you can and cannot say and whatnot. So, I'm talking about the video. Let us watch the video, okay? Give a bit of context to it. Okay, 1 second. You have to excuse me. It's been a while since I've done this. Okay. Perfect. And then you're going to go here. Let's go here.
I know it sounds stupid that I'm about to sit here and complain about the thing I'm about to complain about, given that I'm a content creator and I literally make money making stupid little videos. But the situation at hand affects my life and affects my ability to make these videos for you guys. So it matters, to me at least. So hopefully me explaining my situation will help you understand my viewpoints a little bit more. I have been making content for roughly the past 7 years. I started in 2019 and I've been doing it full time as my actual job and career for the past 3, going on 4 years now. So for the past 4 years, this has been my only income. Social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all the above. Hold up, I'm playing going over me. Now also keep in mind, I have 1 million followers across almost every single platform. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Across all of these platforms, I've garnered, I think, 2 billion plus views. But what you need to understand is that viewer count and follower count do not equate directly to monetary gain. To be as transparent as possible, the amount of money that I've made in the past 4 years of doing this in total is roughly about, I want to say, close to $150,000, which seems like a lot, yes. But when you break it down, that comes out to what, like $35,000 a year? That's enough to survive, but not enough to put savings away. Not enough to buy expensive, lavish shit, okay? I'm not living extra. So when I say something like TikTok just eradicated 70% of my income, that means a lot to somebody like me. Hold up, there's another plane coming. Let's talk a little bit about how we as creators make money. Before I get into that though, let me explain a little bit of terminology to you so you kind of understand. There are 2 things. There's a CPM and an RPM. Roughly what it means is the amount of money that you make per 1,000 views on a video or a piece of content. Damn, I have shitty ass handwriting. So for this little thing, I'm gonna be talking in terms of 10 million views per month. So everything that I'm about to speak on is gonna be at a certain amount of money for every 1,000 views that I get in terms of 10 million views. That'll make sense in a second. There are 4 main platforms that I make money on: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So we're gonna start with the one I make the least money on. That's gonna be Facebook. Now, if I get 10 million views on Facebook, I make exactly $0. Facebook does not pay me because of a situation that I had where somebody was pretending to be me on Facebook before I would post my videos. They would post it, so my videos got flagged as like copyright. So I never got to get paid for those, but I still post on there because it's funny. Instagram used to pay people for reels, which is the things that I post. However, nowadays they only pay you if you post picture posts, so like carousels and shit like that. So on Instagram, I make a big fat $0 as well. We're gonna skip TikTok and go to YouTube. On YouTube, I do only shorts, and shorts you make between 10 and 15 cents per 1,000 views. So if I get 10 million views on a video, I'm gonna be making between $1,000 and $1,500, which is not too bad. But 10 million views is not an easy thing to do, and it's not really easy to make sure I repeat that every month unless I put a lot of work in, which is understandable. It's the job that I chose, so I get it. Here's where the problem comes in with TikTok.
Wait a second. Boom.
Which is dollars. Which is not, so if I get 10 million views on a video, I'm gonna be making between $1,000 and $1,500, which is not too bad. But
yeah, shorts are like with YouTube. They are going with shorts, like YouTube is trying to like mimic what TikTok is doing. They're trying to consolidate everything. I mean, I think it was Vine did it. I think Vine did the short form content, and then it was Instagram. Then it was TikTok. The thing with shorts is like when you do this type of work, you have to be more aware of trends and styles and being able to be ahead of the curve more so than anything. Content creators, if you're not doing drama content, if you're not farming locales and you're just trying to make original content, it takes, I believe it takes work, because you don't have the pillow or the parachute to go and rely on other people's mess ups to give you garner content. You know, it's cool. It's cool, but like it takes a little bit more time doing original content, like what he does. He does what your father should have taught you, what this person should have taught you, and give you tips and tricks. Like he does life hacks, but he dresses it up like what this person should have taught you, which is a good hook, a lovely hook, right? So it's original content, but you always have to think of ways to improve or new information that either come up with new information or or use previous spoken about information and dress it up in a way that's your style, your flavor, whatnot. And it can be hard at times, but let's continue.
10 million views is not an easy thing to do, and it's not really easy to make sure I repeat that every month unless I put a lot of work in, which is understandable. It's the job that I chose, so I get it. Here's where the problem comes in with TikTok. Keep in mind that TikTok makes up 70% of my income or more. So when I first started making videos on TikTok, they didn't pay you shit. Then they started doing something called the Creativity Fund. So when it first started, I made about $1.15 per 1,000 views, and I make 10 million views in that month. That means at the end of the month, I am making $11,500, which is insane to even think about. That lasted for about a month. TikTok started drawing back on that and realizing they were paying a little bit too much, which I get. So after that month, I went from making $1.15 per 1,000 views to roughly 63 cents per 1,000 views. That was my average, okay? That was where I was kind of sitting in the rung of things. So if I get 10 million views at a CPM of 63 cents per 1,000 views, I'd be going home with $6,300 at the end of the month. Add that 6,300 to the 1,500 I'm making on YouTube and doing whatever. That's about $7,000 a month, and that's amazing. But I'm not always making 10 million views a month, so that varies. However, starting December 1st of this year, something here changed. I went from making 63 cents per 1,000 views to making exactly 4 cents per 1,000 views, which means that for that same 10 million views that I was making about 6 grand from before, I am now making $400. You see the fucking problem there? Just to really make sure you understand what's going on here, that is a 93.7% decrease in income. Waking up and realizing that you're making 93.7% less money than you were the day before is terrible. It is the worst. That shit is but it gets even worse. So if I'm getting 10 million views now on TikTok, you're only going to be able to get paid for something called a qualified view, which means that you can only get paid from countries that are watching your video that are also a part of the payment programs. So that cuts out about 25% of the entirety of how much money I can get paid view-wise. On top of that, you can only get paid for people that watch your video for more than 5 seconds, which means that that's another roughly 15% of all the views this content is going to get that I'm not going to be able to get paid on. On top of that, I only get paid for 1 single view per account. So if somebody rewatches my video 4 times, I only get paid for 1 of those rewatches. That's another roughly 10%. So altogether, this 10 million views, I only get paid on for half of them. So 5 million views, which takes that $400 I was originally making and cuts that shit in half. So now I'm only making $200 for 10 million views. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? And if that's where it stopped, I probably wouldn't be making this video, but it gets even worse. Now, I'm not saying that it's completely TikTok's fault that this is happening. However, it's just interesting to see. If we go back about, I want to say 3 months ago, and we look at my content here, you can see I'm sitting an average of viewership of about 300,000 views per video right here. This is the beginning of December. This is the first video I posted in December. And everything beyond that, you see a little bit of a difference. Now I am struggling to even crack 100,000 views, which has never happened my entire career. Maybe 1 or 2 videos in a row, but never 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 videos plus where I have barely been able to get above 100,000 views. That could be because of me, but nothing in my content has changed. So the only thing that's changed is the system that TikTok is using itself. Let's add in all those new factors I just said, and that takes us from a 93.7% decrease to a 96.8% decrease in my overall income. What the fuck is that? Keep in mind, this is still in a perfect world. In reality, this is what my last month's income looked like. I made $14 last month, which is a 99.8% decrease in my income. It truly does not get closer to 100% than that. That is pretty much everything. I lost it all. So the question is, there are 2 options at hand now. Okay, either one, I call it quits and I give up on all the dreams I had, all the TikTok, all the YouTube, all the influencer shit. I just call it quits and I go get a regular job and I work a 9 to 5 like I used to. Or I take all of the money that I have saved up and I give one last all or nothing effort on doing YouTube full time, doing long form videos like this one, and I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch. I hate streaming, but I have to do it. I genuinely love doing this, but also a lot of you reach out to me.
Yeah. 1 second. So when it comes, so as you can see, being on TikTok is the worst, the fucking worst. Um, because again, being on suspension for a whole thing and having that forced week break, and then watching content, and then just so happens on my feed that particular video comes out, it just makes me wonder. It gives a question as to like, if you're going to do this if you're going to be a content creator, even with one person, like even if you had, even way before when everything was milk and honey, um, you people thought that it was, I don't know, that was going to last forever. Like literally, things were going to last forever, and I think that's why people were so addicted to this whole idea of being a content creator, because it's cool. Like, hey, I could build stuff together. I could make videos. I could be creative. I could, just be rich. But just like with any type of regular job, if you are able to use the skills you have and then allow yourself to go beyond your reach, like be able to get brand deals, uh, collaborate with people, network, mostly network, it allows your content and yourself to be a lot more extensive. You're not just relying on yourself for the content. You are allowing yourself to be a part of deals or projects that have nothing to do with YouTube, nothing to do with TikTok, nothing to do with the social media platforms per se. It's like you are doing collaborations for clients and for others, and you could get paid a fee. You could be an editor. You could do a lot of stuff, but just being purely a content creator with no other income is very, very scary. If you're really, really good at stuff, of course, go for the moon. But you think Mr. Beast is going to allow himself to be ball and chain to just YouTube? No, the man diversified his portfolio. A lot of big streamers, not streamers, big YouTubers, TikTokers, whatnot, extended themselves. They're not allowing themselves to be ball and chain into one thing. And it does suck to see, your all the work you put into your content not being well received, not being properly monetized, not, and it does suck. But uh, by allowing yourself to have this perspective of, you're doing this for fun, you like certain topics, you want to share certain topics, you want to share your feedback on topics, you want to be able to learn how to cultivate your own voice, your own feelings, your whatnot. If you keep on having that perspective and just and have another form of stable income, then it it relegates you from the pressures of being on all the time. Now, for me, I do videos and then I do streaming. I like streaming I like both, but I like streaming because it gives me an opportunity to have my thoughts unfiltered, have viewer interactions. You never know who's gonna come on. You never know what type of shenanigans will commence. You have no idea what can and will happen. So I enjoy it. Videos are like much more calm, thoughtful, uh, strategic. It just allows people to get a much more cleaner it gives a lot more cleaner look to stuff. So doing both is amazing. And sometimes I do shorts when the content is something that's too short for a video, too short for a live stream, it's just right. Shorts are just right content and I love it. But anyways, but besides all that, like I was watching locale stuff, other locale shows. Um and watching it I just get this feeling that the whole locale universe is on very unstable foundation. And what I mean by that is that universe is predicated on the whims and attention span of Keemstar, and there may be a chance that if he's not having fun, then he might shut the whole stuff down. That he's not gonna deal with paying people and having channels open and the like. And granted, there were people on those shows that I enjoy watching. Cafe is one of them. Pitch one of them. Only be Pit it, because your mama does it is not afraid to talk about other people. Um, but I feel like it's though with everyone else, and I've said this many times over, and it bears repeating. There's a lot of new faces and a lot of interns that really want to show out for a chance to be famous. And it goes back to what I was saying before, like content creation is very hard. Um, it's hard to come up with content that people want to share and show off to other people. Be like, hey, this is something really cool. You should come and watch it, type of thing. Um, the thing is that people that want to come on locale and people that are trying out for locale, their heart is in the right place, but I feel as though they're not given the opportunity to really cultivate themselves, learning how to stream, learning how to have their own voice. It's more so like you are doing your best to be animated, outgoing, crazy, more like a Jerry Springer type of thing. Where I was watching the Netflix documentary on Jerry Springer, and essentially they will find stories that are outrageous, crazy, find volatile guests, sometimes even prime them to get into fisticuffs with people. But that was the whole basis of the show: conflict, controversy, and fighting other people. Mostly, fisticuffs. But my point is that they want that universe wants people to go verbal blows to blows with them. They want to have people go and fight. And sometimes you're just too nice of a person. Sometimes you just wanna talk about stuff. But that universe doesn't breed it, and it just it just becomes more so of you having to be the most outrageous, the most bombastic. You have to talk shit. You have to fight with other people. You have to show others that you are something else. Help, even Local Alpha. Local Alpha had so many people in on their shows. I mean, Local Alpha had Phantom on the show, and Phantom is someone that is very slow talking, very meticulous, loves gaming, tries to teach people and whatnot, but then it comes. What he quickly realized is that when you stir the pot with people, and you start picking fights with people, and then it starts, the controversy starts coming to you, and people start watching you for a little bit. Now Local Alpha is having a fight with Local Bus because Sweet Tea was making a joke about Scooter being mean to his cats, and again, you could say it's fake outrage or whatnot, but for a moment, for a while, I was watching this last week. It's like, okay, I think this is pretty cool. I think people are going to. I think it's funny to see Sweetie and Scooter, Amberlyn Reed, and Phantom fighting. That's fine. That's cool. But it just went. It just gone and it went. Um, Look, and I have, and even those are variants of the game, like a Sweet Tea, like a Scooter. You look at them, and Sweet Tea has never been able to consistently find her place as a main staple of a show. She tried Bus, she tried Tech Talk, she tried Live, she went back on Bus, she's now on Alpha. She's not good. She's not good. She does maybe on Alpha it's more her speed because there's not she's not forcing herself to have to be on all the goddamn time. But I don't think she's ever done solo stuff also. And then you have people like Scooter and Glammy and fucking Ultra and fucking Sour Power and all these other people that I've just named that you may not know their names, but when I tell you that these are new people, but they have no idea what the hell they're doing, I'm being, in my view, I think I know what I'm talking about. One of the other streams I did, it was with, I went over the very, very first show for for the Locale universe, called Locale Cracked. Locale Cracked was something hosted by two new people, Dee Dee, aka Daredevil, and then you had Sour Power, or as like people like to call them, Timu, Ken, and Beans from Old School Cafe. So you had this show, and the show was horrible. It sucked. It was not good. And you would figure that you paid your $10. You're in the Discord. You have the ears of the host. You want to learn from, like, these are people that are on main shows. Okay, I would figure if I have any type of inclination that I want to be part of this universe, I would do everything in my power to want to pick the brains of the host, to ask for their insight, to ask for their tips and tricks and what they did to be so successful on the show to do what they do. Even if you assume how they got where they are, how they got to where they were. I'm sorry, how they got to where they are in the LCU. Just because of that, still doesn't mean you don't want to hear them out. Billy the Fridge, Nightmare, Your Mama, Zay, fucking. Who else is there? You fucking pick brains of Scooter and Gidgy. Hell, if Tina gave you the time of fucking day, ask. It is asking for knowledge should not be, it should not be hard, and it should be something that if you really are passionate about, even if you don't want to be in the LCU and you just want to do your own content creation, paying the $10 and learning and learning from taking bits and pieces of what people are teaching you, you are able to gain a more well-rounded form to go out and do content creation on your own. But when you look at shows like Wild and Alpha, not Wild and Crack, before they turn it into a gaming thing, when you have all these other, hell, Locale Crypt, way before it was taken over by Joffy and Tech Protect. All those shows that had new blood in it or new people in it, they didn't know what they were doing. Locale Cracked, no one knew what they were doing. And because of that, they had to call in everyone else to help them with their shows. And again, if you are new to the game, you should just have an outline, or just have a thing of, or just have something to do. And this is why, in my personal opinion, when people are hosts or interns of the LCU, I think when it comes to I think when it comes to going being in that universe and then having to go and try to go into the void of being a content creator by yourself, in the back of your mind, you don't know if you're that good. You don't know if you're gonna achieve 1,000 you don't know if you're gonna get one subscriber. You don't know if you're gonna get 10 subscribers. You don't know if you're gonna get She's weight and he's 5 thing. Perfect. Okay, guys, I gotta I gotta use the bathroom. 1 second. I will be playing something. 1 second. 1 second. Come on. Uh, uh. Not all the time, but sometimes I fuck up. Ayla is live on Buzz claiming she weighs in at 523 at 5'3". I'm 5'4". I dipped down to 115. Well, like I said, here's real quick about ALR. Oh, hi buffs people. Thank you for coming by. Go you good man. Woo. Okay. My whole thing with this, my whole thing with ALR is she could say she's fucking 100 pounds. Who gives a fuck at this moment? Like, if she wants to lie about her fucking weight, let her lie about her fucking weight. You know, for all I go, she could be the queen of fucking England for all I care about. Fuck it. At this moment, as long as she's not doing mukbangs, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Like, I love people that, like, ALR, the stuff with ALR is like, there's some other things that you guys can attack her on with the fucking with the girlfriends, with the fucking cats, the weight, what the fuck ever, bro. In her mind, she could be whoever, and hell, that's something that she can change. So it doesn't matter. I don't care. No one, no one. Like I said, she could be fucking 1,000 pounds. It don't matter. You know what? When people will give a fuck, when she herself wants to make the changes. It's like with Boogie. He says that he's so morbidly obese. He took the fucking weight. He did everything he could to get to a proper weight, so he could get the surgery. He fixed his teeth, or he replaced his teeth. He did all of that work, all of that fucking work. Had Diamond Dallas Page Yoga come in and help him, and for what? And for what? Just to be a clown, to be a fucking circus animal, to be an attraction. Because he can't go back to his stream. He can't go back to doing content creation by himself. He's locked in forever. When he says that it's his life, it is his life because he has nowhere to go. And that is a punishment worse than anything else. Knowing the fact in your heart that you are now who you used to be is insane. It's the same thing with ALR. When she gets monetized, she could go back, and then she'll just monetize stuff and just go about her fucking business. So I digress. And but like I said, if you are an intern and you are learning, and you come into this Discord trying her best, trying your best to be something, and then you just end up going on the Discord, chit chatting with people, and then you get a chance at a show and you don't know what the show is going to be about. You just become another crash out victim. You just become someone that it's just someone that's gonna blend into the background. And And before and the thought I had before using the bathroom was this: when you are in the universe and you do a show, or you are thinking about doing a show, but not. It is scary to think to yourself, can I do YouTube or can I do content creation by myself? Like, if you do a brand new channel and then in your mind and in your heart, you think to yourself, okay, can I get one subscriber? And once you get that one subscriber, can I get to 5 subscribers? And then you keep on doubling it, and then you are thinking to yourself, and then once you reach small goals, then you think, and then it's automatically, can I get monetized? And in this world we live in, where everything is just so quick for gratification, you do everything in your power to get your channel monetized. And then people fail at trying to get the channel monetized because they think to themselves, if without the LCU, I'm nothing. Without having the machine behind me, can I really be anything? Can I amount to anything? And it's like, sure, you could have people. It's easier to get people to come onto your shows. It's easier to get attention coming to you. You know, you get coaching, quote unquote coaching. You get a community that's already established. You got a lot of stuff there. But how would you know if you want to be a content creator? How would you know if you are any good if you don't do it by yourself? Sure, in the beginning of the streams, the CPMs, the 1,000 views per, the money that's gained and lost, that's whatever. Ignore all that. Can you hold an audience? Can you have people come back, comment, subscribe, share your videos? Can you build a community of people that say, I like this person, I vibe with this person, you survive with this person with me? I think they're cool. Their streams are fantastic, they're fun, and it's cool. And everything and every other platform you could think of, right? That right there, when you build something, everything else coming after that will happen. But people, I feel like it's though people that do these internships that become hosts, I think they just get cold feet and they just lose out. They just think to themselves they're not good enough, and they automatically think they're not good enough. They see the low view count because they're so used to seeing hundreds, two, three, 400 people watching for every little thing. And I'm like, great, congratulations. I'm so happy for you that you got that. And if you are content with having those subscribers, those viewers coming to the channels, great. And some people don't want to test themselves. Some people don't want to, do everything don't want to strike on their own. But for those that do, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of people are going to talk about you. A lot of people are going to comment on you. A lot of people are going to comment on your viewerships. A lot of people are going to comment if you have a high voice, low voice, weird voices, whatever the case is. A lot of people are going to go with that. And your inclination is to block them, hide them. Who needs the negativity or whatnot? But even a hate comment or a negative comment, you know, could could potentially help you down the line because we focus more on negativity than we do positivity. Um, but by keeping it there and then having other people judge, but I feel as if you hide a bad comment, that if you hide a bad comment that is not racist or tremendously homophobic or whatever the case is, if we're just making fun of you, if other people watch your video and they watch and they have a different opinion, chances are they'll just disagree with it, or they'll have a positive comment to counteract a negative comment. It's always about perception. Like if one person says you're bad, and you look at it like, no, I don't know what the hell you talking about. I'm gonna give them a good comment. It happens. There's always ebbs and flows to it. So yeah, looking at this whole universe, it's just predicated on that. I see a lot of people. I feel a lot of people are talking about Shani and Rev. From what I heard, Shani and like Rev is off in La La Land, nowhere to be seen. Um, I think pretty soon you're gonna see a lot of horror cows magically get milked by other streamers and YouTubers for the simple fact that they want to, because it's good content with that. It's good content, so Cyrax is going to get new eyes on it. Also, Joshua Block is going to make an appearance. Who knows? Um, but I feel as though that it's important, even after this whole week of being by myself, not being able to do much of anything on YouTube except for watch stuff. Um, and taking a step back, I just look at it like I used to be mad at Boogie. I used to have hatred for Boogie and give everyone else passes. But it's just the same shit, but in different flavors. Some people are easier to listen to than others. Some people in that universe are ditzy and dumb. Some people are prolific and they can actually carry a show by themselves or carry it with a very bad co-host. Or sometimes the funk is so fake you could smell a mile away. Regardless of the fact that there are things, I feel as though there are some things in that universe that the majority of it is unsalvageable, but there's some pieces to it that you could, pick at and be like, oh, this is cool. But that's neither here or there. I am curious, and I'm very curious about what are they going to do for Super Bowl Sunday. Is anyone on Local Live going to stream a Super Bowl Sunday? Will they actually do a Super Bowl party? That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I want to see. I want to know who is a football fan or I don't know who's a football fan in those parts of the LCU, but whoever is like a Seahawks fan or a Patriots fan, they should do a stream together and watch the game on mute, of course, and then have hosts come in. Not hosts that fucking will derail the whole thing, but actually have people that like football, that like to partake in the game, and just go with it. That would be a fantastic idea. Have people legitimately want to watch the fucking game. Because I know if it was the Buffalo Bills, I think he might do a Super Bowl party for that. Which, it's sad that the Buffalo Bills lost. Oh my god. That shit broke my heart so badly. Homie cried. Oh, the quarterback of the Bills cried tears. Tears he cried. Got his coach fired. Had the offensive coordinator be promoted to a fucking head coach. Nothing is like, I don't see anything on the horizon being fixed. Fucking everyone in that Bills division is getting better except for the Jets because the Jets suck. Miami has a new OC, so maybe they have changes. But the fucked. Everything is fucked for that. But I digress. I may do a Super Bowl party type of thing, Sheem. I may. Um, Maybe I'll go on Twitter and ask what foods are good for a Super Bowl party. Because I'll be doing it by myself. I'll be all by myself, which sucks. Which sucks. I'm trying my best to make new friends this new year. I'm trying to make sports friends. I love all my other friends. I adore them to kibbles and bits. But I need to find people to watch sports with also too. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a bonding experience. Uh, but I am looking forward to the Super Bowl. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to see how the game goes. If the fucking game is a fucking blowout, which I have a suspicion it could be a blowout because I feel like the Pats have had an easier schedule. The fact that the Chargers, they face the Chargers, they shit the bed. They went against the Texans, the quarterback shit the fucking bed. The Broncos having a chance to be 10 up before before the weather came down, like fucking, catching dogs. And the fact they had their backup quarterback play, and he couldn't do shit in the second half, they won that. And then you have the Seahawks, which is a generational, beat the Niners, beat the Rams. It's like clutch everywhere. It could be a good game. I, I, for me, it would make me laugh my ass off if the Pats win after suffering maybe 2 to 3 years of mediocrity, then coming back to the Super Bowl, winning it with a backup, winning with Drake May. It would just be like, oh shit, and he's only going to get better, and he's gonna haunt people for the rest of their natural lives. That shit would make me laugh so hard. Every fucking Jets fan, every Miami fan, every football fan was dreading the fucking day, dreading it for Starboy Arbogad. From what I heard, real quick, from what I heard, he just went he went into another lookout show. And again, this whole thing about being fired for real, I don't believe it. Hell, I didn't. Hell, fucking the whole thing with Joffrey and Madhouse, where it was a whole it was supposed to be serious, and then all of a sudden, Tech came back, Joffrey came back. The only person that didn't come back was Bunny, and Bunny did it because of morals, because they didn't want to deal with all that nonsense. No one stays fired forever. Albert is not. If Albert's really fired, I would be fucking surprised. If Tina is cool with it, like I don't know. Now now Albert's stupid. Albert's tremendously stupid. Albert had Albert's just good for a crash out here and crash out there. Sometimes he has savant moments and stuff, but he's not good at his job. But I highly doubt they're going to have him not be in the show on the shows. I highly doubt he's gonna like. I don't know he's not gonna be there. That I can't see. They were trying to get CD-ROM not to fucking quit. They were trying to get CD-ROM to uh denounce his thing with his thing with Starman. Oh, wait, there was someone. Oh my god. There was when I was suspended, there was something I wanted to show. And I don't know if it's still here. One second. There was there's a YouTuber that I believe Buff. Oh. Oh. Okay. Interesting. One second. There was something. One second.
Who's live again?
Let me see. Sorry, one second. There was a guy I wanted to go over, but he took down the damn stream, and unfortunately, he was debating against Buff, and I think he took that stream down. Unfortunately, because that shit was good. The way Buff be talking shit with this other guy, and like this guy that he was talking to. His name is Smile Revolution. And I was going to do a whole thing, but unfortunately, everything got dropped. And I'd rather show it than tell it. But if you can, go support uh One Buff Weeb. He's a cool customer. Let me see something. Let me see something. Go, bitch. No. There you go. I at least with this stream is I feel so bad for the last thing because in the last stream The last stream I did, I was talking about Billy and Tommy and got all fucked, and I feel so bad about that shit. Let's see. Chimpy, Pet, Pearl. You know what I'm gonna try to do? I'm gonna try to see something. Wait. Sorry about that. I've been out of practice. Excuse me. 1 second. Okay. Oh, hell yeah. So, anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for coming out to my to the first stream after I had been off of YouTube for a bit. I hope everyone stays safe. Um, every anything is appreciated. The love, the subscriptions, the views, everything's appreciated. Thank you all so much.